When I know they sleep. See us when I full everywhere. Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. How are you doing? All right, real quick. The question tonight is: Are human beings, especially Africans, are we built for this whole one man, one woman philosophy, or are we being forced? Hey, Jigger Collins, longest time. How are you doing? How are you doing, Jigger Collins? Hello, Bookie. How are you, my sister? So I want us to have this conversation. Are we really one man, one woman beings? Or we just get the way that they take force us, make we day inside, waiting they no really create us as. Baba, I get property, oh, come buy land, oh, no worry. So let me pin the topic. A lot of people are saying, what's the topic? And of course, you know, our topics always grow from one place to the other. But we're going to start with this and end anywhere else. Lisa, I always send you request, you never come live. What's your problem? Why don't you ever come live? Egmont boys, are we being forced? The topic is, are we one man, one woman? Buki Shote says, but now Adam and Eve now. Not exactly. Adam and Eve does not depict creation. It doesn't depict creation. Neither does it tell a proper true story of how human beings were back then. I've always faulted the Adam and Eve narrative. I've always faulted it. Forget the fact that it is in the book of Genesis. I've always faulted. I respect it as a book of poetry. I respect it as having some theological value, very little, but I do not use the book of Genesis for doctrine, neither do I use it as a book of historical or scientific value. And we've got to understand that. Anybody that runs and quotes the book of Genesis that was never found intact and is up to much speculation always gives me a lot of worry. So Adam and Eve, and then the whole Hebrew folk tale narrative of Lilith. There was a woman before Eve called Lilith, you know, according to Hebrew folklore. And somebody said, Daddy Freeze, why are you believing the folklore? I said, the Genesis itself, how much of it was original? It's plenty folklore. Now, folklore, you know, I went to school and I know that evolution exists. Whether you like it or not, whether it sounds like a downgrade or not, you evolved from primates. Whether you like to accept it or not. I know Christians find it difficult. Say, oh, God created me. Yeah, right. You see, creation is the lazy man's explanation of evolution. Yes, God did create us. And Sometimes I tend to agree with the philosophy that God created two people in a garden that were supposed to be different from the rest of the humanoids that had evolved. I toy with that idea and I do buy it. However, to be honest, to hold it as historical or religious is like using Noah's Ark as history. Noah's Ark at best was a regional flood. You understand? Noah's Ark at best was a regional flood, you know, and I'm not going to go into explaining it right now. I've done so many times before. It is scientifically impossible to have all the breeds we have of animals today bred out of only two lion, two this over an 8,000 year period, because technically the Bible is about 8 to 15,000 years old. And if you go to Kenya, you will see a boy, I've forgotten that boy at the airport, the fossilized, the skeletonized boy who's about 1.5 million years old. So historically, the Bible is not a very good book. Neither is it, especially the Old Testament. Neither is it a very good book scientifically. It might serve the purpose of theology and poetry, but you see, the problem with poetry is there's what you call poetic license, and the Bible has a lot of it. So, someone said Noah's Ark was copied verbatim from the Epic of Gilgamesh. To an extent, you see there, I'll give you I don't want to go into this. It's tough. It's long. Let's not muddy the waters. Let's focus on. Someone said, "May God forgive you for what? For telling you the truth, because you have decided to be dense, which you inherited from your dense parents, who inherited denseness and obtuseness from a previously unlettered and unscholarly generation." You really want me to believe that God created two people 8,000 years ago or 15,000 years ago, and we all came from two people 8,000 or 15,000 years ago? If you are mad, I'm not mad with you. You are mad on your own. You, your papa, your mama for house. Now una they mad. I not join una. You see, the problem is, maybe if my father sent me to become a mechanic at 12, I probably would understand. But I went to school, I studied integrated science, and I studied biology. I read The Origin of Species, where Charles Darwin spoke extensively about natural selection and then consequently evolution. And I've seen all sorts of fossils. Oh, yes, they say there's a missing link. Yeah, but we see the fossils. So using the Bible as a scientific book is foolishness. You know it. You know. Especially when you can tell that it was flawed. Listen to me. Cain and Abel were the only two sons of Adam and Eve. Cain can't buy Abel. God can't put mark for Cain body. Say anybody work by Cain, God go punish the person. Come. No be him, mama and papa remain for life. Who be the anybody? Then Cain married a woman from the east, or went to the east with his wife. Who is his wife? Some people will tell you it's his sister. Sister called Uncle Ni. Please. Adam and Eve did not have any other child until Cain had his children. Those things, me and you know they don't add up. We know in the beginning, in the book of Genesis chapter 1, God created male and female. them in his image. Then in Genesis chapter 2, the man was now lonely. How was he lonely? What happened between Genesis chapter 1 and Genesis chapter 2? The man that was created male and female, then the man was now lonely. Something no add up. That book is not a historical book. I'm a Christian teacher and a preacher. Christianity, focus on Christ. If you begin to enter Genesis, on to say that's why many people will come and preach, and then to make the preaching sound good, they'll go and dig up Genesis and go and be reading things that they don't know. Me and you know. There are many things that I'll give you an example. There is no Egyptian historical document that shows that there ever was an exodus of Israelites from Egypt. At least not the way the Bible describes it. I've not seen it. I've sat down with Egyptian scholars. They're called Egyptologists. I sat down with a professor of Egyptology and had this conversation. And there's none. Who was the Pharaoh? You think the Egyptians are like people from Anambra State that don't know their history? As in, Egypt is a core. Egypt was a civilization millennia before Europe became a civilization. Their history is intact. To them, it's like yesterday. So we need to be very careful with this narrative. Yes, I take some parts of the book of Genesis seriously, but not as a historical journal and not as a scientific evidence. There's so much even in scripture that we struggle to understand, and we start trying to use our local knowledge, to try. Yes, is there evidence of God? Yes, I was trying to explain the Higgs boson field and the Higgs boson particle, and how matter or mass is given to a particle once it's in the field, and those are explanations via quantum entanglement of the presence of God. So I don't doubt it, but you see, you need to understand that this God revealed himself to primitive people 8,000 years ago, and they try their best to understand this God and give perspective to what they don't understand. So let's go to our topic, please. One man, one woman. Is it created by society, or is it created by God? Walter Wanga Tekura says that if freeze, you go there, all right. Go fix yourself, please. Okay, brother, I'll go and fix myself. Unfortunately, no mechanic fix your papa, because as your papa did like this, in sense don't lost since. Your papa mumu advance so if you Google the word mumu, your papa picture go show. Conde go ele ribu. Two women, one man. I want to hear from you guys. Is one man, one woman natural? Since we are talking about the Bible, let me read some biblical verses to you very quickly. And if you don't trust me, go get your own Bibles. In 2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 16, the king set out, this is King David, with his entire household following him, but he left 10 concubines to take care of the place. So David had 10 concubines that he left behind. Let's remember, for perspective, let's read 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 8. I gave you your master's house to you and your master's wives into your arms. I gave you all of Israel and Judah. And if this had not been enough, I'll have given you much, much more. Here's God telling David, why did you have to go and buy Bathsheba husband? I gave you Saul's wives and his household and everything else. Now let's remember that David had his wives. Then he got Saul's wives. And then he still went to steal Bathsheba. And after this, David was chased out of, because the consequence of Absalom, his son, rising against him was one of the curses God put on him for taking Bathsheba's wife. For taking Bathsheba from her husband. So Absalom chased David out of the country into exile. So when David was running away, he left 10 of his concubines behind. So you can imagine David having his wives, inheriting Saul's wives, and still having concubines. Also, if you read Exodus chapter 21, verse 10, if you read from the New Living Translation, the scripture says, if a man who has married a slave wife takes another wife for himself, he must not neglect the rights of the first wife to food, clothing, and intimacy. So the scriptures say a man might want to marry another wife. It's there in the scripture. So with that, is the Bible really monogamous? Have you forgotten the story of Jacob, who married Leah and Rachel? And then there are 2 house girls, only in 4 people. So when we're having these conversations, then another thing I need you guys to understand is the whitewashing of culture and religion. The whitewashing of culture and scripture. Someone says, make the reference with the New Testament. First things first, the problem with the New Testament with regards to polygamy is Paul wrote most of it. And if there's anything me and you know, is Paul cannot be trusted. Paul wrote things the way things came to his heart. Many of the scriptures, when it's cornered here today is Jew, the next day is Roman. Paul had a lot of it, and he talked too much. The scriptures are a reflection. He will say something here, then say another thing here, then say something here. So because Christ didn't say anything specifically about polygamy, I struggle to quote Paul. I struggle to quote Paul. Paul was this person that said, one man, one wife. Yeah, I understand. But there's nowhere either Paul or Christ said a man cannot have 2 wives. There's nowhere. And there's so many things Paul said that have expired, even in the New Testament. Example is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 5. Slaves, obey your earthly masters. There are no slaves today. And I like to use that as reference. And I also like to use the book of Acts chapter 15 and Acts chapter 21 as reference. When the men came from Judea and they were preaching that you must follow the law of Moses, and Paul fought them and said, lie, you must not follow, and they now sent them to Jerusalem. And Jerusalem people told them that, Paul, you cannot tell the Jews not to follow the law of Moses. Paul was given an instruction, and he was given a letter to take back to the church of Antioch in Syria. And it was repeated again in Acts chapter 21, just in case he forgot what they told him in Acts chapter. So jumping verbatim and quoting Paul is worrisome for me. We now know that Paul was part of the Romanization process or the Europeanization process of Scripture and Christianity. Paul started Christianity, not Christ. Before I block you, Evra, please, I need an answer. Do you believe in Jesus or not? I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in white people's gods. What is Jesus? Who's Jesus? Have you ever met a Hebrew man answering Jesus? Ask yourself now. Have you ever met a Hebrew man? It's like in the history of the Yorubas, they have a king called John. Like, seriously? Since you don't meet Yoruba people, you don't see Yoruba man with the answer John. When native name na John. So I don't believe in Jesus. Never believed in Jesus. Jesus is the invention of white people. There was a Jewish savior called Yahushua HaMashiach, but he bears no resemblance physically, theoretically, or in ideology to Jesus. So I hope I've answered your question. Jesus doesn't exist. It's a creation of a white man to try to Romanize and Europeanize a Middle Eastern ideology. So if you said Yeshua, I'll have a conversation with you. But Jesus, who's that? I don't know Jesus. Do you know Jesus? That's why you be sleeping and dreaming and one white guy come and be healing you and answering you. Jesus call. Please. Any day you show me a Hebrew man answering Jesus, that's when me and you can start this conversation. Not be only Jesus. Jesus na Babanla Yahoo, the highest Yahoo that was done to a black man. Let me now give you a fact. The first ship, slave ship, that came to the coast of Africa to take Africans was named Jesus. The Jesus of Lubbock. Google it. So that's my take. You're free to believe in Jesus and the Tooth Fairy. You're also free to believe in pixies and gnomes. It's all right. Yeah, cool. You know, as a black man, well, what more can you do than swallow your colonial masters and believe in their gods? So, can we go back to the topic before we turn this into a sermon? Someone says, are they all fake? Well, the ideology that Jesus was copied from is not fake, but Jesus himself, the concept of white God born on the 25th of December, as in is a joke, as in seriously. Do you know 25th of December is not even a holiday in Israel? Because they don't know anyone who's called Jesus who was born on that day in their country. Just you see, the fact that you have accepted it and your parents accepted it without questioning, and the fact that you dream and you see this white guy in a dress, you know, he just comes up in a nice frock, and you just see him in your imagination. As in, how do people pray and see a white guy answering your prayers? Don't you read history? They sold your ancestors as slaves. They didn't answer people's prayers. They carried you and sold. Why man don't give you visa first? He don't give you visa. If they answer your prayer. Then you see one white guy with blonde hair. One guy told me, said, Daddy Freeze, I prayed and I saw Jesus. I'm like, Orieti daughter. Reeking. Any day you pray and you see Jesus, and the Jesus now you go, just no say the Yahoo way they don't do you don't walk. Is heaven real? Yes, I believe there's heaven. It might not be exactly what your parents understood it to be because they were lied to. But yeah, I believe there's heaven. And I believe there's a place that bears the semblance of hell too. The miracles preached in the name of Jesus, even on TV, you know that much of what we have on TV and miracles are all propaganda. As you know, I've miracles are the worst thing to even use as an explanation, because they're miracles even among pagans. I've seen a Muslim miracle before. I saw it happen before my eyes, and there were people praying in the name of Jesus, and they couldn't. I told the story several times of a woman trying to give birth, and then the placenta wouldn't come out, and she was giving birth by the side of my fence. I mean, I stood up the fence, I was watching. That's the first time I saw a delivery from beginning to end as a child. I think I was. They told me to go away. I told them that they were mad. They're in front of my gate. I told them that they should go away. We should carry their woman. And when they saw that I was changing it for them, almost. Now me and them do the delivery. The women that were covered, I not go anywhere. I see as the pikin they come out head like this. The woman, everything open. I see everything. Waiting concern me. Why they come born for my gate? I bad gun when I smell. No, they hear word. And not only was that a scientific lesson for me to see how a fetus comes out of a woman, but it was also a lesson because when the fetus came out, the placenta didn't come out. So they started praying. Nothing they don't do. They pray. Nobody answer them. They come begin, they pour oil inside the woman's throat. And they were trying to use a pestle to force it down so that the oil, as the oil they enter, the placenta going to come out. I say, okay, you guys are wiser than me. I was watching. That's why I sit down like this. They watch. The woman was now going. So there was now a mosque somewhere down inside my ghetto where I was. And they went to call this Afar. The Afar, those Afars where their trousers know they reach ground. That's so Afar they come with confidence. I can still picture it in my mind. Black men to hide. As soon as the Afar come like this, this thing we don't do there like 3 hours. Everybody don't give up. Now so the Afar collect the cover cloth where the woman take cover herself. I just went down with the woman like that, just stayed like 3 seconds, got up, dropped the cover cloth. Now only me, the Afar, and the woman see me. I see the woman because I did look from up. Everybody else they cover. The men were at the back, the women were in front. So I see waiting the Afar. They just cover himself, recite something, touch the woman, get up, come begin the waka they go. As the waka they go, they laugh, they look back. People come they talk, say, Afar, I want Lord yet if you want let. Afar just they wave them, they go. Afar never waka 30 steps. The placenta just come out. Placenta we don't do on top since 3 hours. As in you could tell that he was so confident in what he was doing that he did not even wait to see it. He just did what he did, recited what he recited, and started walking away. Somebody say, Afar, they do witchcraft. But pastor, they do it. And you see, that's my problem with you people. As long as it is not your own, you will reject it. Nobody do witchcraft like pastor. Even witches know. So, using miracles to say that Jesus exists. Of course, there are Christian miracles. Of course, there are people who believe and have faith and things happen, even in the name of Jesus. Yes. But trust me, they are so few and far between because it is hard for you to conjure the power of a Hebrew man with a Hebrew faith into a Europeanized religion. I need to eat to be all right this evening. So let me bring Samaria. Samaria, before people turn this thing to sermon, I don't they tell them they come. So make una leave me, leave me, leave me. Not be today una go interview me on top sermon. We hate what we don't understand. Absolutely. We don't. Once we don't understand it, we begin to fight it. Samaria, they don't refund your money. How much will the money will they collect from your hand?
My money is 4K plus one.
Hey, Samaria. Samaria, 4K day your hand. Listen, 4K day your hand. You never pay tithe of $400. You they come this our live regularly. You know they pay your tithe. You see, the devourer.
Is it the stars? Are they buy stars now?
Oh, it's true, it's true, it's true. But you know, buy reach 400. You know, buy reach $400.
That means I buy stars. I don't know why my stars they notify you. I don't know why, but it's okay.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay. You will get your money back. You will get your money back. Don't mind them.
Are they hungry like this? I just come back. I guess soup. I don't get swallow.
And lick the soup now.
Eh?
Or use the soup chop bread. You go improvise.
No, the only thing I want to do now like this.
Which soup you want to use?
I want to use a beef pasta. I get okra soup.
Yeah, okra with pasta. God forbid. Sacrifice with that one.
I mean, as I look at okra like this now, I don't bring a pasta. Why I won't use it up like this now? Either pasta or bread. One of them will go market.
McDonald's no day near your house.
Huh?
Wait a minute.
Pasta wait here. Use a bit of okra. I think it's bread.
Bread, eat okra. I beg use the pasta. The pasta still better. You go use bread, eat okra. Oh yeah.
African store there.
Must you eat African food? You know get where they sell what they call them? Sushi. You know if you just go buy small sushi chop.
I tried sushi one time in my life, but I couldn't. I know you like sushi. I'm not a fan of seafood, especially sushis. Lobsters, the rest of them I don't. I get pasta here with some veg and garlic bread. But because this one of them not to eat them.
How far?
Anyhow.
Don't you have oats that you can make? Go to the supermarket and buy oats and turn the oats.
I have oatmeal. Wait, I get oatmeal, but the oatmeal what I get now fancy oatmeal. You get even strawberry inside, everything join.
That would be better. At least it would look like a bar, even if not strawberry inside.
How many I want cook for pot begin cook? That if I want to make I use pasta eat your
Please, I'll have to reconnect. I'll reconnect. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's an interesting topic. I want to contribute. It's an interesting topic.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
So before you go and eat this your okra and pasta, Samaria, let me ask you, please, guys, talking about stars, Samaria, they buy stars, just go to Facebook. Go to your Facebook now. Facebook.com/Facebook. That's Facebook, baby. Top right hand corner, type in Daddy Freeze. When my profile shows, just buy stars. So, over to you. Do you believe one man, one woman? Do you believe is a representation of Africa, or now when people they try for some?
An African thing now.
One man, one woman.
Sorry, one man, one woman. Oh, sorry. No, it's not. That's the English way. I mean, from what I was taught growing up, because I learned our forefathers had lots of wives, so that one no, you go back. It's not typical of our thing.
Okay, my darling sister, go chop your pasta and okra.
But that one man, that one don't go now. Forefathers don't buy finish now. That's tight. That pattern don't go.
But even in today's world, how many guys you see will be one man, one woman guy?
That's the thing. Nobody want to do. People don't want to have marry more than one wife, polygamy, but then they choose to have concubines out there, which is not healthy. So, but if our women will agree, I'm not gonna agree. If our women will agree to go back to the days where our parents, like when our parents had wives, that would be nice. But for me, another agree.
Wait till me this way they tear.
Huh?
Wait till me this way they tear like this. Oh.
I mean, who can swallow?
Taste buds don't grill one fish. The fish they wait for me. I just want to talk to 2 or 3 people. Make I go chop my fish.
Yeah, fish not gonna make heaven, wallahi.
I know.
You can't have hunger away home me here. This thing not gonna make heaven.
Rita Ose. And hello, Samaria, make I allow you go cook this your okra before you turn my belly this night. This chicken are from fridge. You carry on like this, cold like this. So.
No. It's not from fridge.
You don't want, ma'am. Hey, Coco Boy music, don't come drop some stars. I don't know, say not him. Coco Boy. Coco Boy music. Baddest guy ever live it. All right, so Rita, do you believe one man, one woman? Do you believe it is us or it is forced?
I think we are built polygamous. Remember, we're like higher animals. But society has made us monogamous. So that's what I believe.
Society made us monogamous.
Yeah, that's what I believe. You just have to see certain things happening around the world, and I think the human needs and wants would never stop.
Hello, Samara. Hello, TF.
Hello, my gorgeous. How are you doing?
Yeah.
So, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Where are you? Come. What is that your name again? I know you now. No be our spiritual wife be this.
No.
No.
Who is our future wife?
Now she be this now. Our spiritual wife. We get spiritual husband.
Oh Jesus.
No be you be this.
And if it's not they play that kind of play, night it's a bit late.
Yes, now she now. Wait till me that her name again. Oh, she don't go change her handle.
Say don't go change her handle.
Someone should tell me what her name is again. Oh, I can't believe I've forgotten her name. Her story they always sweet.
Nashi.
And now,
Sis, now
it's unbelievable. It's my private handle. I don't want to use that butter so that people will not start worrying me. This one is on private, so they can't break through. The business handle.
So tell me, let's start with you. Do you believe? Are you monogamous? I know Rita is monogamous. I don't trust Samaria, but I know Rita is monogamous. Her husband did there. If you try anything, he go.
I'm sure you saw what I've been voting for.
Explain to me. Tell me.
I'm sure you saw what I've been voting for. So my question is, why can't it be one woman, 2 men for a change for once in ages?
Tell me the truth.
Where have you
God
been?
bless you.
Oh my
God
days.
God bless you. You guys have been enjoying for all ages to ages to ages to ages. Can't you enjoy what you enjoy?
Yeah, you live well. I thought I was the only one that had.
You live well. You will live well too, my darling.
So the topic has changed now. 3 women on Daddy Freeze live. The topic has changed now. 3 women on Daddy Freeze live want to have multiple men in their lives.
It's not we want you, but we don't want to be imagined.
Let me tell you guys a little story. Sorry. Just last week, yeah. So this guy and this lady approached me. I think I've told you before. So they told me if I would want to come into the award. So I requested to know, okay, what do I stand to gain in all this? He just like, it's just a small community he's trying to build an empire. And I was wondering, like, okay, so you want me and your wife, and like, he want all of us to start living together, start the relationship together and gradually expand and build our community. I'm like, oh, really? So now you go be the middleman, go they enjoy. Then me and the girl, go they service you. Really? What kind of enjoyment is that?
It's enjoyment. Make I tell you something. All of una waiting so una get in mind. Do you know a man can excuse me.
He's sneezing because he's allergic to women. It's okay.
Do you know that a man
too much feminist?
I swear. Do you know that a man can be with 3 women and he'll still be okay? If 3 men handle you in one day, that place go tear like say when I born twins.
With Nigara or without Nigara?
Both. Can you imagine? Oh yeah, Samaria, come they go. This your okra. They enter my eye. Go for me. Give you now. That's the way Samaria they chop. If they do me like.
You up.
Let her eat first and come back. Oh, people they chop things so.
This degree should be issued at once. Yes, like
for me, it's not even just about the.
Come again.
Oh, bless you.
They won't kill me. All these wicked people.
Try and like us.
He's allergic to us. Too much feminist.
I'm telling you.
Try and like us so you can stop sleeping.
Hey, Remy don't come and she no wear cloth.
Who is coming?
Remy, she no wear cloth.
No, it's Remy. Oh, it's no wear cloth.
Now they tell you now. Now so that they be once they off light like this, that they go pick pant for one side, bra from one side. Yeah. Remy, you quick.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
So join us in our conversation. Tell me, one man, one woman, is it natural or is it forced?
Hang on. One man, one woman.
Is it natural or is it forced?
It doesn't work now. We know that doesn't work.
Where are you coming from? This one you obviously went out today. Where are you coming from?
Voila.
No, I'm just a bit cold.
Now you wear hair, wear makeup like this, say you cold.
Yeah, because I knew, right? I knew you would add me.
You see, I'm just
my hair. Before you will not come and say,
so you go wear cloth down. Hey.
I don't have makeup on. I hardly wear makeup, The only thing is, you see this, it's quite soft, so I sometimes wear it to bed. It's really soft. But the hair, I had to wear my hair. I said, DF might add me, so
Okay. Challenge now. Challenge. Rita and...
Okay, darling.
Hold on, Rita, can you hear me? Raise your hand.
I'm here.
Remy, can you hear me? Raise your hand.
Slightly. It's a big thing for...
I challenge the 2 of you to remove your wigs.
Oh, sorry, guys. I forgot to tell you. This is my real hair.
I turn to lizard.
I'm Irish. Irish are usually ginger. I'm Irish.
Yeah, I'm half Indian.
I am Irish.
It's not Indian, it's not Irish. We soon be Peruvian.
I'm Irish, and Irish, they are more ginger.
Yeah. So, it explains the length of the hair as well.
The dead bodies we get this hair where they wear. They protest too.
Now you know.
Now dead body for temple for Peruvian. Eh?
Yes, I didn't see that coming.
Is it your hair?
So then you know even if you just come out time now.
She can. They'll look more beautiful actually.
Oh yeah. Go Rita, go Rita,
Spanish,
go.
Right? Because I can only hear
Yes, very well.
That is the thing, you know. It's very difficult.
You're speaking Spanish.
It's very difficult for me to understand his accent.
Yeah.
So
I
am
want to pick up lessons.
Ah, Rita, to say I fit DM your husband now for tell us make you yank and they run. You know what I for do? I for tell your husband to make you just yank the hair, they run, they go. I know say you no go sleep for house this night.
It sounds cool. I think Rita is not wearing the wig, but I think has the wig. Rita is what it looks like, yeah, it's pink, but this one looks like the wig. This one looks pink. Rita's one will not pull.
That's the thing, you know. What can we do? But that's something we should actually. Something we should actually discuss another time.
Rita, he's trying to attack you because we said 1 woman, 2 men. Don't forget. That's why you get.
I know now. He's finding every.
Someone said I did it to my wife. When I get mind, if I do that kind of thing to taste buds, she no go greet me like 6 years. When I go join me to beg am. Women, don't mess with their hair.
Exactly. You know how much this says.
Stylist says she get question. Oh yeah, type your question.
You can deal with 2 guys, 2 men at the same time.
You don't understand.
Let me tell you, this Remy cannot deal with 2 men.
Why is it always women that have to be shared? You know why? Over the time, women have been looked down upon and all of that. So why can't it?
All right, let me ask you. I'm putting you guys on the spot, and I need an honest answer.
We did market things.
I'm putting you on the spot, and I need an honest answer from all of you. Have you ever dated 2 guys at the same time before?
I haven't.
No.
I would have told you. You know I'm honest like that. But
no. Let me give you an example. Sometimes one boyfriend is on his way out, another one is on his way in. Then there's that 2 weeks that they overlap. You are breaking up with this guy, you know, but then he comes around and there's still attraction. So you guys are still doing, and you're already with the new guy, and the new guy you have already started doing. You are not sure. So you are stuck in between. So it's not like you actually want to date 2 guys and be collecting their money like a runs girl. No. You are in a spot where one boyfriend is leaving and another one is coming into your life. Don't even lie. You've been in that situation. That's why all of you are being quiet. You know, this one is.
If I get what you're saying,
has already been ended. If one is already leaving.
Yes, the one has ended. But imagine like you have a boyfriend that went to Nigeria, for instance, and you guys broke up over the phone. Now you just started seeing this guy. You like him, he's funny, he's cute. You guys have started sleeping together. Then that guy comes in, and you know, you're in your mind, you are going there to fight him for breaking your heart. Blah blah. Then you fight. Then he explains things to you. Then one thing leads to the other, and then you find yourself sleeping with 2 guys in 1 week. It has happened to you before. Don't even lie.
Yes, I was with this one guy who was obsessed with me, and he stalked me everywhere. Because I told him it was done. Usually me, I can't be with 2 people at the same time. I can't love 2 people at the same time, right? When I'm done with you, I'm done and I move on, right? So I told him, see, it's over. I cannot be with you again because it was getting too much. This guy he won't leave me. He will ring my dad and threaten my family. Where is Benny? Go and bring out, it was too much. So yes, I had to be with another person, and he would beg and all of that. So yeah, if you say that, but to date 2 people about the same time, no, not for me.
No, so I in this, I guess at this point, then that is where men are different, because a man can date 20 women at the same time.
Now, what I'm also trying to say is, remember those. Let me give you an example here. Imagine you are with your boyfriend, and he offends you, especially when the offense has to do with cheating. He cheats on you, and you catch him. And then you are breaking up with him. And then while you are breaking up with him, you meet some other guy that you intend to move on with. And then you start with this other guy. But then one way or the other, you find your way back to your former boyfriend who cheated on you. Has that happened to you people before? Everybody quiet.
Sorry, DF, I'm sorry. I was reading comments. Can you ask again? Can you answer the question? Repeat it.
What you said again. I'm trying to catch. Yeah.
Okay.
People find are distracting us.
Yeah, no.
I'm so sorry.
You people don't want to answer. You want to have time to think. Okay, comments are off.
No, guys. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Please, can you say it again? Just one more time.
I've blocked all the comments now.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
Can you pay attention to what you were saying?
Now, what I was saying is, you are in a relationship with a guy. You now found out that the guy was cheating on you. You now are trying to break up, but you really love this guy. So you are trying to break up with this guy. Now, to break up, to help the breakup situation, you get yourself involved with another guy. Do you get? To move on.
Yes.
Then one way or the other, your relationship now gets patched up with the old guy. So what I'm saying is, within a week, you found yourself sleeping with 2 different guys.
Nah.
Make I no call thunder.
Let me answer that question. DF, you see, for me, right, I've been lucky, right? Usually I'm always like in a long-term relationship. And
that's what I'm saying. The long-term relationship is about to end, is at the tail end.
No,
and
it doesn't. Look, a lot of times, okay, let me see. This is how we work. When I'm done, and I'll walk away. I cannot be with another person and then come back to you. Do you get what I mean? It can't work. I'll be like irritated, and then those things that I ignored, that I didn't see, the moment it's over, they will begin to I'll begin to see them and they will irritate me. So once I walk away, that's it. I have never cheated on a person that I was with. So that question is not for me.
All right. No. To you.
Rita. Go on.
Mine is different though. I married when I was 21. So it's a bit tricky, so I didn't get the opportunity to play or any of that. Or
as in somebody lies, so they take light.
So it's quite similar to.
Now one of you people lies, now they make them seize this lie too.
You won't know talk with him, you don't know.
Oh nah.
I mean, but I don't judge.
In fact, I want to bring a guy.
Yeah, because
that's I could have said something if he said within 1 month or within 1 week.
Yeah, because as a woman, especially if it was a long-term relationship, you would be dealing with heartache and heartbreak. So it's a bit difficult. I don't know, for someone like you just jump into another relationship or jump into how do you call it?
So the 3 of you want to tell me, as Thunder is watching you this night, the 3 of you want to tell me that you've never cheated in a relationship before?
Sorry, I have never.
That you have never cheated in a relationship before.
I have never. You don't just cheat physically, but cheat with your mind.
Yeah. Cheating is different. Yes. Cheating is different from when someone.
But all of you now said you've never slept with two guys in the same week. If you have cheated on the boyfriend, you probably slept with two guys the same day.
You would have asked us, have we cheated in a relationship?
Okay.
That we are breaking up with a man and getting involved with another man.
Okay.
Yeah, women don't do it like that.
Men can. They see women as an attraction, to but for me, if I'm hurting, I see all the men as equal. I wouldn't even say hello to you. I will not respond. I have to say, have we cheated in a relationship? Yes, I have cheated in a relationship. But not the same week I'm waking up with my man, then I'm sleeping with another man. No. But some women are gullible, yeah? They might be hot in a way that if a man gives them a shoulder to lean on, yeah, because they are gullible, because they are, naive, they'll end up, sleeping with the man. Some men take advantage of some women. That no.
Okay. I want to remove one of you and bring a man. Who should I remove? I want to remove one of you because I can't have 4 people. I can't have more than 4 people. So I want to remove one person. Who wants to go? Because the man is going to come and argue with you people. Rita, I want to run. I'm keeping you, Rita. Rita wants to run. So let me do any, mini, miny, mo. Any, mini, miny, mo. Rita, now you fall. Now your head is fall. Try. All right.
I was ready to argue with him, but.
Okay. Let me do any, mini, miny, mo for the 2 of them.
Remove yourself.
And then the live go cuckoo end. Okay, let me remove Rita and bring her back.
DFA, if I don't love a person, if I don't love you, I mean, when I love like, I am like deeply in love. You get what I mean? And I won't be able to hide it. If I don't love you like that, I can't sleep with you. And I cannot love. I'm just wired that way to love one person at one time. Do you get what I mean?
But is there people who make love without being in love?
Yes, now 90% of Nigerian women.
I don't mean men. I mean women who make love to people without being in love.
90% of Nigerian women, including some people's mothers. How do you think they were able to send you people to university? How do you think some people's mothers were able to send some of you people to university? They were in love with your fathers, but your fathers could not bring the money, so they were bringing it from outside. We know as Nigerian women they do now.
Hey.
We know.
Hello. I am not there.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Thank you for accepting my request.
Oh yeah. Enter these women.
Yeah, I just have a few things to say. Our people, we are not that too honest. So
God bless you. And God bless you.
Yeah, and my opinion might hurt a lot of people tonight, but I'm very realistic. So our people are not always honest. We are very pretentious, and but I'm here to say some certain things about the one-man woman. Normally, me personally, I'm a one-woman person. But recently, the idea of one woman thing, and then you end up having so much concubines outside. I don't like to live a fake life. A lot of our men are living in this terrible, and it's horrible. It's annoying. I don't like when you say you don't eat something, but behind back you are eating it, or you drink the water. Let me say you don't eat pig, for example, or you drink the water. So I see men that are always honest to have a 2 wife are bold enough. I see them to be strong men. Not the one that will tell you that they want a 1 wife, but they are misbehaving outside. They disrespect their women outside. Sometimes they go to an extent of telling some horrible stories about their wives to their side chicks.
To the women.
Now, I want to tackle you. I personally believe it is more disrespectful to a woman to marry a second wife than for you to have a concubine. Women, talk to me. How would you feel? Would you rather your husband, we have two women here, let them answer. Would you rather your husband took a second wife or that he has some girls outside that he's using to pass his time? Which one will you find more respectful?
Well, for me, see no evil, say no evil, hear no evil. You understand? If I didn't say it, I'm not hot, but I'm second to none. I don't want any man to bring any woman close to my home. Yeah, but whatever he's doing outside.
Wake up and smell the coffee.
What did you say, babes?
I said wake up and smell the coffee, babes. Because men.
Okay, so Remy, choose one. Choose one. Choose one. Your husband having a side chick or your husband taking another wife?
I'd rather he takes another wife.
My husband having a side chick. My husband having a side chick.
Look, DF, because you see, let me tell you, right? To have a side chick, people say, some people will say, okay, I don't mind if my husband has a side chick, so long as he doesn't bring it home and all of that. Do you know that side chick could determine your happiness, determine what school your children will go?
Let me tell you something. 90% of Nigerian husbands have side chicks.
Hang on. Let me make my point, right? Do you know that sometimes your husband could say, for example, oh, let's move house, right? And then you obey him because what? You are a submissive wife, right? And then you decide to move house. And that means that your children have to move schools, right? Not see their friends anymore, and then you have to change your church. Change it. Hang on, just hold on. Let me just make my point. 2 seconds. Oh, hang on. Just 2 seconds. Hang on, yeah? And then you move house. And then you've moved to a new estate. And it's not easy for you to go to work, but you've done that for your husband. And then you realize his side chick lives in the new estate. And she has made your husband make that decision for you people to move, then you find out. Or you want to go on holiday.
Wait, you want to tell me that a second wife too cannot help you make that decision?
Comes to the house and you know what you're dealing with.
She's not going to live in the house with you.
A second wife, he will still have a side chick outside, and that makes them curious.
Let's imagine he has 2 wives. You think, let me tell you, any decision a man makes in a polygamous home, the women will believe that the other one is influencing it. Now, let us allow our guy to finish. And I'm going to come back to this argument. Brother, over to you.
Daddy Freaks,
yes.
You know this story of one woman, one man. You know, our women, they are not going to be, like I said, we are not honest people, but we always say we are going to take it, but at the end of the day, we are not going to take it. And some of us are the ones that are pushing our men to have even those concubines, side chicks, because when your husband approaches you that, okay, I want to have 2 wives, you will be like, no, it's not accepted. They don't accept it. And sometimes it makes them to quarrel. So it makes these guys now, okay, let me be hiding for this person. Let me finish, please. Let me finish, please. Don't be offended.
Okay.
This is having 2 wives. This is the opinion. Is it our culture? No, it's not our culture. Having 1 wife is not our culture. It's a borrowed culture, the same way that we borrowed religion, Christianity, and so on and so forth. So now, can we maintain our own? Our women are not going to accept it because they now feel that they know more than our mothers, our grandmothers knew then. They want to emulate the Westerners, and they are not ready to take it all. They don't want to emulate all the cultures of the West.
Our women today know more than our grandmothers do. Do your grandmother know how to use Instagram? Does your grandmother know how to use Instagram?
Take the one that suits you, their own idea, and leave the rest. That is what they are doing. They want to eat their cake and still have it. Okay, at the end of the day, this one woman, one man thing is like polygamy. I support polygamy. Let me tell you why I support it. It's like you having a gun. Like you, I don't know if it's right to say gun here. To have a gun, gun can protect you. It can also kill someone. People use gun to hurt people, and also people use gun to defend their country sometimes, isn't it? So when you have this polygamy of a thing, some men are the cause of it, not polygamy itself. Some men are the cause of it because you marry one wife, their children. They say that polygamy brings a division in the family. There are so many men and women that married one woman, one man. Today, their children does not talk to each other. They don't talk to each other. They grow up to become enemies.
I disagree. I strongly.
I want to say something here, please.
Are you polygamous? Let me ask you, are you polygamous?
When you are growing up, you might have this cordial relationship with your siblings. But as time goes on, you guys start having marriage, having kids, having grandchildren, you see enmities. That is when you bring the uncle. My uncle have did juju for me. My uncle have said, I'm not going to progress. My uncle children have said it. There's always division. If you doubt me, if your parents have siblings that they have grown to 70 years, 8 years, they have children, they have grandchildren, have grandchildren, there's enmity. There's enmity between many families.
So, the enmity starts from the wives.
Let me give you a point. Let me make my point. So they can come in. When you marry two wives and they have kids from different wives, at the cost of it, look, just like you, Mister, the recent person that married our celebrity that is popular. Let me not mention his name or her name today.
Okay.
The way he's doing it by taking that first one, this last one, taking her everywhere, showing off, buying her things and all of that, will make other people to be jealous because we are jealous by nature. All of us will have this atom of jealousness inside us. No matter how you see it, even with your husband and your wife, even your children. So when you are making it too obvious for all this, for your other wives or the children from other women to be seen that you are taking this particular woman to be more important to you, you will start making the other woman to be jealous. When you are treating the other children to be like they are more important to you, it is going to make other children to start feeling jealous. Even in my family, I am like my family likes me a lot, but I don't always want them to make it obvious to my siblings so that it doesn't bring enmity between me and them. We have this atom of jealousness inside us. What are the problem why the polygamy is appearing a bad name? Just like I said, a gun, you can use it to defend yourself, you can also use it to hurt people. So the problem is not polygamy, the problem is the people that are involved in polygamy. You would be taking one woman outside, buying gifts for her. How do you want the rest to feel? If you are taking the one, you give birth to a fair child that is fair, then you mean, in Igbo language you call it omama meaning a white child that is better than a black child, and you're making the ones that are dark skinned that feel like they are inferior. Those are the kind of things that brought this distraction today, for us to now see our own culture as a taboo and see the Western culture as a normal way.
Say that in African culture, for men to marry two women, right? Or
yes,
more than two.
Listen, I'm someone that I like.
Yeah. So who abolished the culture? I want
to come in. I like when people are very honest.
Okay.
If you are very, very honest, I respect. I don't like men that cheat on their wives. I see to be very, very disrespectful. If you say you cannot be blaming Yale and the rest. Why do you have like
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
Please, 1 minute. That one man that has two wives, okay? Is it possible that those two wives could be enough for him and he will not have any concubines outside? Is it possible?
It is possible when you make it to be normal. Like if you have an agreement, let me answer you, please. If you have an agreement with your partner, like this is what I want, and if a reason why you want it that way, maybe this one have these qualities and this one have these qualities, and they want to have it all. There's some women, they are very beautiful, they are manner and all of that, but in bed they are not good in bed. And there's some men that like women that are good in bed, but they have small errors on other side. Maybe they are not caring and all of that. So men want to have it all. So when you have this conversation with your partner and give her a reasonable reason, she might kick against it. So men married women that are very, very they are morally okay, but they don't have this bad vibe that their side chicks give them outside. But they probably have someone that will give them these vibes on the side. They want to make it the second wife, but their wife does not agree. I don't know if you understand my point.
Yeah, so that's what I'm asking. You've not answered my question. By the time they get the second wife, does that stop them from
hunger? They catch me. I have to go and eat something quickly.
From having concubines.
As a lot of people, if you ask me personally, I would definitely not cheat. I would definitely not cheat. And I want to make something clear before I leave. A lot of things that we see to be the modern, we have modernized a lot of things. We have seen things to be like civilization and all of that. I believe you see people that takes their women to shine, a husband to shine, to take oath. For example, it could be a covenant, it could be anything, just to make sure.
I like
please, let me come in. When you make a covenant to someone, when you make a covenant with someone,
Remy, don't leave.
You should be able to start on your covenant. All right. So if I tell you that I'm not gonna cheat, my word should be my word. You should be able to hold me accountable for my word. And if I get against it, then you can use it against me. That's what I have to say on that. So we should stop making our men to be pretentious and going around having sightings and all of that. And there is a lot of this thing brings a lot of destruction, because sometimes it makes our men to go and take STD, come and give their wives. Sometimes.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. Okay. Why do men love to sleep with two women at the same time all their life, or more than two women? Is it how God structured it to be? Why are they
okay, let me now finish. Hold on, guys. I want to address something first of all. We need to, because I can see here that we are avoiding social constructs. The reason why tradition and religion permitted polygamy was because the society was based on the strength, physical strength of a man.
Okay.
Men went to war. The population of women against men historically was always a deficit. Women don't go to war. Men go to war. And when they come back, their numbers have been reduced. So you will have even a particular prophet from a religion had many wives, and the reason why he had many wives was because these were widowed women whose husbands had passed on during the war.
Okay.
Now, according to the construct of those societies, a woman was nothing unless she had a man. If you read Matthew chapter 14 and 15, the feeding of the 4,000 and the 5,000, women were not counted. According to the evolution of the societies, because societies were built on strength. You need physical strength to hunt. You need physical strength to do certain things. You need physical strength to defend your home. Women did not have the physical strength to match their men. So men, as a result, had multiple women whom they could take care of. As society evolved, a woman or strength is nothing in today's world. You will see a man with big muscle like this, a small guy go slap him, he no go fit slap him back because he has to exercise self-control. Okay. There was actually a time when if you liked a woman, you just carry a club her on the head and carry her inside your cave. That's how the cavemen used to. Yes. The society today is built on intellect, not physical strength. Anything a man can do, 2022, a woman can do it.
Okay.
No, I see. There was a time I was in the UK. Hold on.
I disagree.
Mention one thing that a woman cannot do.
A woman cannot comfortably feed a man for 2 years without complaining.
That is, of course. What are you talking about? There are many women who are feeding their men and not complaining.
A woman cannot comfortably feed a man or take care of
10 years
without changing from who she used to.
No, because you see, my problem is you are using Nigerian system. Oyinbo women will take care of you.
You hear me very, very well. I don't think you paid attention to what I said. I said a woman cannot comfortably, please allow me, please. Coming in and out, giving you the helps where and there is different. A woman cannot comfortably feed the family, take care of the homes for 2 years without changing from who she used to be. Maybe by character, maybe the way she talks to you and all of that without complaining. That is fact.
I
disagree 100%. Now, you see, another thing you need to understand is when I say, hold on. When I say, what can a woman do? I don't mean take care of it. I mean what job? Women are bricklayers, women are surgeons, women are pilots, women are scientists, women are astronauts, women are actresses. There's no job a man can do that a woman cannot do. Roles in society are not gender defined. Those days, women cannot do the hard work men used to do. They can't even go to war. You understand what I'm telling you? So the reason why men had more wives was largely because of societal constructs. In today's world, those constructs do not exist. The society in which your grandmother grew up does not exist today. So expecting to find a woman that will marry you as second husband, you got to get plenty money. And one of the reasons why I discourage polygamy is, listen to me all of you, polygamy is not for struggling men. Polygamy is not for struggling men. It annoys me when I see a poor man or a struggling man talking about polygamy. It annoys me. It irritates. Get a side chick. But I want to marry 2 women. Can you afford it? King Solomon, that had 1,000 women, was the richest man that has ever lived. Till today, his wealth is times 10 of what Elon Musk has. So, no. This is a very important question. A very important contribution. Because men want to be polygamous, but they don't understand the response. You think. Listen, if $10 gets up today and says he wants to marry a second wife, okay, Nedu Woko, okay. But they struggle. You and your wife, they complement each other. Listen, let me tell you, I understand that narrative of a woman sometimes is not enough for a man, blah, blah, blah. Get a side chick. Instead of polygamy.
That's adultery.
It is not adultery. Abraham had side chick. Moses had side. There's nowhere where concubine is adultery. It's another construct of the Western world. Now, hold on. Let me finish. Wait. Very important. And as you are getting your side chick, just know, say your woman, your wife will have a side bobo. Just know, any man that is poor or average, listen, if you want to have a second wife in today's world, you have to be able to provide her with driver and escort. If you think, say, the 2 of you, they enter bus go, as they go see her own boyfriend. Women are very spiteful. Which woman will you see in this life that will know that you have another wife and she will not be taking care of herself? Now, so you handsome. Now, so it's a big bench. They follow you do the polygamy for house, but they come out and nothing where you feel do. Anybody will want to argue this thing, we will tell ourselves truth.
That the priest, I want to ask something. You reference to Solomon.
Yes.
Okay, that was in the Bible. Like most people that does not believe in Christianity might not agree with what you are saying. So you reference to that. Now I want to ask, before Bible came to Africa, before Christianity came to Africa, were our parents, our forefathers doing polygamy?
I have explained this thing to you. The societal construct under which our parents lived does not exist today, and it is not a yardstick for today's society. You cannot base your society, your today's society, on a society where if your mother did not marry by the time she was 20, they will look at her like she has a problem.
But you reference to Solomon time we are not here.
Yes, but what I'm trying to tell you is,
I want to remind something to you, bro. You say that having a side chick is committing adultery, but you also say that it's our culture to marry 2 wives. So now, is religion not a borrowed culture? If you're now trying to talk about culture, so how does adultery come into it? Since religion is also not your culture.
According to our culture as Africans, he is right in that regard. According to our culture as Africans, but you see, you also need to understand that according to our culture in Africans, a man having a concubine is not adultery.
Thank you.
It's not adultery, even as according to our culture.
It's not.
Listen, what is a concubine? A concubine is a woman a man is taking care of, but it's not his wife.
In conclusion, what I'm saying is this: side chicks. I think it brings a lot of disrespect.
It is second wife that brings disrespect. Forget this thing where you they talk. Say, let me tell you, the worst thing you can do for a woman is to share. Where as a side chick, she knows her place. Do you understand? She knows her place. She knows that her job is to service the man. Even if she has children, she knows her place. She knows that the wife is the wife. But once you don't, they marry them too. You don't, they bring 2 women to the same level. We have a new lady in the house, Lizzie. Let's hear Lizzie.
Hi, Daddy Freeze.
How are you doing, my darling sister?
Hi.
Yeah, for some reason your hi sister, hi brother, hi everybody in the house. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, before I start, Daddy Freeze, for some reason your news feed doesn't pop up on my page anymore. I actually have to search for your name to get updates. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, maybe I've been shadow banned. That's why they tell people, don't come and be saying all these words on my live. I've been shadow banned. That's what happens. If I don't pop up, I'm shadow banned. They've shadow banned me.
I have to search for your name to get updates.
And
yes. But yes, on this topic, I just believe me personally, it's not normal. It's not normal for a man to have 2 wives, because I feel like he cannot love them the same.
Thank you.
The love will never be equal. Never. And as for the women, they cannot marry a poor man that already has a wife. So the love is going to be manipulated. The love is going to be fake at some point, because basically you're marrying another man for his money when you know that he already has a wife. So you are in there for something. You're not in there for love. Okay? And no woman will allow and welcome a second wife. Full-heartedly. Okay? Say, I welcome you full-heartedly. No woman.
Especially in this generation.
Not even in the generation of our grandmothers. They just try to tolerate each other, but the love will not, it will not be, it can never be equal for the man. Man will not love them the same.
Yeah.
And the woman is not going to marry that man based on love. There's something she's in it for. And a man that has 2 wives does not mean he's not going to cheat. Of course he's going to cheat.
Thank
Just
you.
because he has 3 wives does not mean he will not have a side chick. He will have a side chick.
That's what I was asking. That after having 2 wives, we then now put control to their taste of testing of one and the pussy and the dick.
He will still be out there, my sister.
I want to ask a question. A
man that is not disciplined, the only thing that can keep a man is discipline. You have to be disciplined, because when you go married to that woman, it was for better or for worse. So you need to remember that better, and for better or for worse, that was the vow you took when you got married. For better or worse. You didn't include marrying a second wife. You didn't include having side chick out there. There's still good men out there. That the Freeze is one of them. There are good men out there that love and respect their wife, and they will never have a side chick or even think of marrying another woman.
I want to ask the question.
Yeah.
What's your issue with polygamy? What's your issue with a man married to wife? What's your issue?
That's something you cannot do in diaspora now. It's only in Nigeria, Africa. Married to wife. I'm married to here.
This is
okay,
the
I want to tell you something tonight. Guys, can I tell you something tonight? I've experienced a relation, married to two wives, and I saw how they killed each other. The new wife that came in, diabolical, killed the 3 sons of the first wife. They said they went to ask questions somewhere in Calabar or where, and they said it was the second wife who did that. And that lady ended up, I don't know what happened to her. She ran out mad from that house. And then the man now remained with his first wife without any children at all. And they've already advanced in age. So I think polygamy brings hatred, jealousy, a lot of juju that, like we say, diabolical thing. And that's not good for the children growing up in that home. But the people who did it successfully in the olden days, that's fine. But in this generation, a lot of women are exposed to a lot of nonsense. So it's better for a woman not to know that her husband is cheating. That's why I say, see no evil, hear no evil, say no evil. Like they should go out, do their thing, come back and clean mouth.
Respect your wife. Period, sis.
No.
You said it all.
I want to come in, please. When you say respect your wife, do you know that it's very, very disrespectful for you to be cheating on your wife in the first place?
It is disrespectful. But for your wife to find out that you're cheating on her, that is even more disrespectful. Because you cannot control what a man does. You cannot control what a man does, and you can't follow him everywhere to see what he's doing. No.
Please. Allow me. I want you to understand what I'm saying.
Okay, boss.
First of all, it's very disrespectful for you to cheat on your partner.
Now, let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Wait, everybody calm down. I want to ask you a question. You want to have a second wife, right? What about your wife? What if your wife wants to have a second husband?
It has never been recorded in anywhere in history.
Don't say that. Even African tribes practice it.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It is so convenient for a man to say it was never recorded in history.
What you're saying today, we are talking about men.
But I was saying that why can't women marry one woman, 2 men?
2 men. You see, listen, that's why. Do you know why I don't preach polygamy?
And that is equal rights too. That's equal rights.
Okay, you know what? Let me bring another guy. Hold on, my brother. Let me bring another guy. Let us hear what another guy has to say. All right?
Because the guy looks like he's biased with women.
The guy is holding on to history.
Issue going on in his mindset with women. He can say everything.
And women are always in the receiving end. It's very sad. Women are always in the receiving end.
Yeah, I don't understand what women did to him. He needs to change his mindset about women.
All right. We've got somebody here. What's your take, man? Real quick. So I'm rounding off in about 5 minutes.
You will struggle. You will cook. You will clean. You will go to work. You will still come back and deal with a cheating husband. No.
Good evening.
Hello.
Please, thank you for removing that guy. I wanted to ask him, in fact, it's because of him in particular, I stood up from the bed to come and tell you. Because you can't say it's allowed for a man to take a second wife. Was that discussion from when you guys were married?
Did you make that vow? When you were making your wedding vow, did you make that vow that you would take a second wife? You have to stick to the vow.
You're telling me you want to take another wife. And you're saying that there are women who cannot feed their husband for 1 year. I can give you, for in fact, where I live, there are
women that will feed their husband and you will not help him.
He said after 6 months, women will start complaining. Where? How?
That's a lie.
At home,
not all women.
That's what I told him. I said he has a bad mindset about women.
Here, these women have been feeding their husbands without their husbands working for 1 day.
Sis, even here, women, some women work harder than their husband. They earn more money, but you will never know.
There was a time my dad was going.
They pay more bills than their husband, but you will never know.
For over 4 years, without complaining, she
for a
woman. You understand? My mom will fight for you. You will never know. For over 4 years until Popsi now grow up again financially. So I don't know why he got that mindset from that women will help their husband just 6 months and they start complaining. How? I don't understand. You know, he really needs to go and change his mindset about women. For real.
Woman, if my husband is having a side chick, why can't I have a side man?
Then you go out there and bring STD, bring disease to the woman. And a lot of them even go to the extent that they don't even use protection when they mess with the side chick. They don't use protection.
That
they get them pregnant.
I know somebody that their marriage is on mutual level. The man goes outside and the woman goes outside. It is a mutual level. Yes, I know that. The woman does what she does outside. She goes to nightclubs, she hangs out with her guys and everything. The man does the same thing because they're on a mutual level. So if you're in that kind of marriage and my husband, okay, you want to keep a side chick outside, I'm ready to keep a side guy outside.
What I was trying to say is that if your husband is having a side chick, you have no idea about it. But bringing a second wife to the house is spreading enmity between those two women. That's why some adults in Africa will say making women so that there will be peace. You know, some adults will tell you.
Let me tell you, no second wife can marry a poor man. Nobody. I've never seen a poor man marry a second wife.
They're always in it for something. They are always in it for something. It's never pure intention. You see a married man and you want to go in there, you're in it for something.
Come, as you people are enjoying this, my life, go to Facebook and go and buy stars. Go to Facebook and go and buy stars. People are enjoying the life. It's so sweeting you.
I bought that 2 days ago.
I trust you, my darling. Almost 600 people. All of you, everybody talking at the same time is sweeting people's body. Your bodies are tottering. Please go to. I'm not talking because I want them to talk. Go to Facebook. Oh yeah, all of you now. Search on the top right hand corner. You see the search bar. Search for Daddy Freeze. DADDYFREEZE. When the video pops up, when my page pops up, I have 750,000 followers. Scroll down to today's video. You see me wearing this shirt, waving my hands. That's how you know it's today's video. And stars, let me even hail you. Now only what's this guy's name? Coco Boy Music. Now I don't buy stars today. Only Coco Boy. And people are enjoying it. No. Oh yeah, everybody. Let's make this happen. Now, you see, I need our men. My problem with the other guy was he is stuck in an era that no longer exists. It's like you go and buy a very good car that uses carburetor. Carburetor those days used to be more reliable than injector. But the problem is, how many people can fix carburetor in 2022? Some things are gone. Polygamy, in the sense of one man more than one wife, was a societal construct. Yes, you can argue naturally that a man can have, it's easier for me, for instance, especially when I was in my 20s. If you give me 3 girls every day, the 3 girls will run. The next day, bring another 3, they will run. And I know they tire. But I don't think a woman can service 3 men in a day.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. A guy can conveniently service one woman that is extra, that wants too much. A guy can handle her 1 in a day. 3 average women, saying give them 2. Give 1, 2 for morning. Give 1, 2 for afternoon. Give 1, 2 for night. A guy can handle women like that easily without feeling it. But a woman cannot. So we need to also understand that biologically, there's a difference between men and women. A man can sleep with 100 women in a year and get 60 of them pregnant, and he'll still be the same.
Whoa.
Yes, now.
That's facts.
If you give not me, a man, every day a woman that is ovulating, every day you bring a woman that is ovulating, in 365 days, that man will have slept with 365 women. Out of that 365 women, guarantee 150 go get belle.
Exactly. Wow.
Guarantee.
That's bad. Bad.
A woman cannot have 30 children in her lifetime. A man can have 2,000 children in his lifetime. Yeah. Biologically, without any medical assistance. So just they bring them. You can have 2,000 children. So biologically, men are different from women. And men tend to want more sexual gratification, or we were told. Big shout out to Irene at Dikboju. She sent 500 stars. Thank you so much, Irene at Dikboju. She came over to Facebook to get Daddy Free some stars. What are you waiting for? Come over to Facebook. But you see, also, hold on. One of the reasons, thank you so much, Irene. One of the reasons why female gratification when it comes to enjoying the act was also socially constructed. That's why many African tribes circumcise their women to take away some of the pleasure. I'm sure out of the three of you, one of you is circumcised. Out of the three of you. Is anybody among you circumcised?
No.
I will get my parents for that. If they ever circumcise me, I will never forgive them.
Like the way they do this,
never
in that one. They do hot water. When I was born in the 80s,
because that's taking away the pleasure. No.
Did they do for you?
Hot water, yeah. Like the way they use hot water in the 80s. Born in the 80s. Don't know about other people. For me, yes.
Well, not
so
for
that
me.
Why my mom did it is that so that your kiniko will not be scratching you all the time, like I was told. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe.
So listen. So it will not be scratching you means so that you will not be.
Yeah, like
I feel the sexual.
So what you are just. I don't want us to use that word because of already I'm having issues with. So you just buttress the point. Women's. I'm just going to say this word once and we're not going to use it again. Sexuality has always been caged. So a man feels he needs it more than a woman.
Okay.
Because women were societal constructs were used to inhibit women. It does not stop a woman from being promiscuous. So let us not mix the two. It reduces pleasure. It does not stop promiscuity. And I'm going to explain to you why. A woman that is doing it for money does not care about pleasure.
Yeah.
If your wife, the difference is if you have two women married, one is circumcised, the other isn't, and they do it for money. The difference is the one that is not circumcised will enjoy what she's doing, but they will still do it, and they'll do it as many times as needed to pay the bills. A woman that is with her boss for promotion is not doing it for pleasure. She is promiscuous because she is trying to get somewhere in life. Those women.
I think that happens only in Africa, right?
It happens anywhere a woman wants to grow and she feels that a man can help her grow.
No. In the States, if a woman or a man, whichever way, tries to do something to you, that thing you said, because of a position, the person can be ratted out and it's against the law. You can be sued for it. You're not allowed to do that within your work environment.
No, sis, because in some countries, even this is it's legal in some countries to be a.
Genos keeps saying, listen, that guy that came, Genos.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. That guy, Genius, that came, he keeps saying that sometimes I wonder why our society don't like to hear the truth. What you spoke is not the truth, sir. It is your twisted version of the truth. The truth today is what I am telling you. Let me now tell you the truth. Can I have quiet in the house? One.
Yes, sir.
Women need it as much as men do.
Yes, facts.
Two. As much as you want to have a second wife, so does your wife want to have a second guy. That is the truth. What you said about a man having a second wife is, let me be honest with you, is chauvinistic, is patriarchal, is misogynistic. You cannot tell in today's woman, if my daughter tells me that her husband brought a second guy to the house, I will find her boyfriend by myself.
Of course. Okay.
Don't ever believe that any woman, unless you want to go to your village and go and marry an illiterate,
and become your type.
Now, if you want to practice polygamy, what annoys me is when poor people start talking about polygamy.
Exactly.
It is annoying. Polygamy is not meant for poor men. Women don't need men in their lives. You don't. Are you married? How many of you are married here? I have 3 women here. How many of you are married?
I'm not married, sir.
As you are you living your life well?
I'm living very fine. Very fine. I'm not married.
Do you need a man for anything?
Well, on that aspect, I don't, because I get it if I want to get it, you know.
You can get anything you want in your life. You see, those days, let me tell you something, and to me, the most annoying thing is when you are not wealthy, you are greedy when it comes to women. It's greed. When a man is wealthy, and especially if he is a gentleman of leisure, he has worked, he has investments that are working for him, he's sitting down and every month $1 million is entering his account, he can afford to play with polygamy. I will tell you the truth. I came from a polygamous home, and if there's anything, let me tell you, there's no peace in polygamy. There is no peace in polygamy. I come from a polygamous home. Anybody that tells you that they came from a polygamous home and they have peace is a liar. Unless your father is immensely wealthy. Wealth has a way of calming people down.
Thank you. Yes, you will live long.
You no get money, you can't get plenty wife. You are bringing problem.
Now where witchcraft and competition go?
There is no peace in polygamy. Why are we lying to ourselves? Shebi brother says he wants to be telling the truth. I come from a polygamy, okay, because I've been quiet since morning, I kept quiet. I come from a polygamous home. Every day you settle one matter. Every day you settle one matter. There's always a matter to settle. There is no peace. It's war. So we need to get to that point where we start telling ourselves the truth. Polygamy is African culture. Polygamy is Bible. Polygamy is Quran. Why don't I preach it? Because the Bible, which I want to bring in here, whether you don't accept Christianity or not, that's your business. The Bible says that there is no longer Jew or Gentile. Galatians chapter 3 verse 28. We are all one in Christ. This was foreseeing into the kind of society we're going to have today, where a woman no longer needs a man for survival. She no longer needs a man for validation. You don't need a man to vote. You don't need a man's permission. You see, we live in a primitive society in Nigeria. That's why some people tell you they will not rent a house to single women. Abroad, anybody says he will not rent a house to single women, he will not have that house again. They will sue him to the point where he will use the money of that house to do law case.
That's gender discrimination now.
You cannot try it.
Pay for it.
So now, here's my problem is, Nigerians want to live in the African fantasy, but they have not developed Africa. So you are going abroad and you are hoping that you will meet a woman that is going to be ready to stay with you as second wife. Brother, you're about to lose the house and the kids. And you might even be confined to a psychiatric home because they will think you are not well. So let me tell you the truth. Someone says not all countries. The countries you want to go to. There are some countries that permit polygamy. You don't want to live there. by countries. Where are Nigerians? Okay, all of you, where are Nigerians running to? 3 major places: America, UK, Canada. Then after that, we have parts of Europe. People that are in Dubai, they are there because they can't get to Europe or America.
They won't even. They don't even live freely. They have lived in Dubai before. They don't.
So let's be telling ourselves the truth. I have not met maybe Regina Daniel and Ned, and that's why I said okay, because he's very wealthy.
Of course.
Polygamy. Now nonsense. I'm not saying it is a sin. Now, get me wrong. It's not a sin to be polygamous. It's not a sin. If you are polygamous, what the church teaches, if you are polygamous, you will not make heaven. That's a lie. You will make heaven. Polygamy will not take you to hell. It's just that polygamy will create hell for you on earth. If you are poor and you are polygamous, it will, look at the one where you will live. Now, life with that one.
Let's talk about when you now add more to it. I even tried to tell him about the adage that says if you have 2 wives, make it 3 so that you can have peace as a man. I can't remember what adage is that. He said if you're marrying 2 wives, please make it 3 because 2 wives is a lot of trouble. A lot. So it's better that your husband has a side that you don't know about. You have no idea about it. At the moment you know, he begins to trouble you. But I'm not talking about when the man brings a woman.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. As a woman, most women, 90% of women, would tolerate cheating if not first offender. Say your husband went out on a date, got drunk, and slept with somebody, and didn't do it again ever. 90% of women will forgive. 90% of African women will forgive. About 60% of African women, will actually tolerate knowing their husband has a side chick outside, as long as he doesn't bring it near them. As long as he doesn't bring it near them. Some women know that their husbands have high drives. And there are some women that once they don't begin, they born children, they don't go open the shop for you more than once a month. Any man that has that kind of problem will have a side chick or want a second wife. I understand that. As men, I understand. When there's an imbalance, especially when it has nothing to do with health, the woman just no one do again. You know if you force her. You understand? If you're in that, if me, I'm in that kind of relationship, I will cheat. Me, I will cheat. Because it don't reach stage where it don't turn to punishment. But me and my woman are on the same wavelength. We understand each other. We're working together. Why do I need a second wife?
Exactly.
Why don't you marry right? You see, the problem is you married wrong, so you want 2. You understand what I'm telling you? You want the best of both worlds. Sit down and evaluate what you need. If you are a physical person, marry a beautiful wife.
Exactly.
She might not be. You know what a man wants? A man wants a beautiful wife that is sexy, that can walk and be hardworking, and have good manners. Women are not Ferrari that you go and spec. You have to pick. You have to pick. Is it that you pick beauty with no manners but hard work, or hard work with no beauty and sometimes no manners? Sometimes in a woman, you will carry one whole woman, the only thing we did in her manners. She go respect you, she go beg you, she go hail you, but she will not turn you on. So know what you are doing. Marry a woman that you will look at 20 years from now and she will still sweet you. And marry a woman that, you see, you have to sit down with your women and tell them the truth.
God bless you. God bless you.
Some women believe that since you don't marry them, finish. No, marriage is a maintenance. Exactly. You cannot just buy a car.
Wake up and look at each other and say, oh,
do you understand? You can't buy a car and drive it for 5 years, make the engine no knock. You have to buy fuel. You have to change tire. You have to. So a marriage is like that. Women, they've married you in the house. I met a woman one day that says her husband cannot sleep with her every day. Now, what kind of nonsense is that? Does he not have work? Let me tell you, some men are blessed enough that they can create, like me. If I want to sleep with my wife 5 times a day, I will create the time. Does not mean I'm not making more money than the person that goes to work in traffic early in the morning. It's just that he chose his priorities wrong. So once you start saying, I cannot give this to my man, you are opening your door for either side chick or second wife. If you work with your husband very well, the two of you are working together, you understand your man. Men like peace. Second wife, na problem. They don't want it. They will only go there if there's nothing they are gaining at home. You see, life is a balance. It's like this. The men don't want to scatter that balance. You have a good home, a respectful wife that does what you want. They don't want to scatter that. They know that if they bring in a second wife, it will drop like this. There will be an imbalance. And most men cannot deal with the stress of work, the stress of bill paying, and then the stress of... So they would rather have a good wife that understands them and can satisfy them and does not quarrel with them. They'll be okay. But when you now don't turn to quarrel, I know men that don't go home because their wife will quarrel with them. I know men that don't go home. So when they don't go home, you are now opening them up for the possibilities of either side chick or second wife. Right. Let me tell you, as I talk this second wife, you get the way my wife will stress me. I could get second wife or side chick. When I have a woman that drives me mad, I've been in a bad relationship before. I've been in a bad relationship before.
No.
But you see, the way I am now, my question is, what is it that I am looking for in my life that my wife cannot give me? I'm looking for that thing. There is nothing.
They tell women to be sexy at home. So women now dress like, I don't know, they don't look nice at home. They don't want to look appetizing to their husband. The women should, I don't know how to say it. Maybe wear a pants and bra around when the children go to bed. Stop wearing tying wrapper on your I go to some
No. I have a problem. I have a problem with people who do black and white. Like Yusuf Adeniji says, you supported side chicks. I'm not supporting side chicks. I'm just telling you side chicks are better than second wives. If my father had side chicks when we're growing up, by now he's 70, he can't maintain side chick again. The side chick would all go. But second wife, now wow.
Side chick go marry now.
Side chick go marry. Even if that side chick at the end of the day, now she born 1 or 2 children for you. Now still side chick, no be your wife. She go still waka go her own. The children will always be the family children. But you see, that polygamy, even the people practicing it will never advise you to practice it.
Of course.
Even the people, they will tell you it is hellfire. It is hell. You will, your blood pressure will be, you think, let me tell you, if you have one good wife, your blood pressure will come down. You understand? Someone said, Genius is saying someone should help me with that woman that can comfortably take care of you without putting up attitude. Women generally are not wired to take care of you without giving you attitude. Generally, 1 or 2 women exist that will do it. It's an imbalance in the society.
He should come. I will show him a lot of them. That is where I
see women take care of everybody anyway. Where Bible said women be submissive to your husband. Husbands love your wife. I don't understand why he's anyway. I don't want to talk about it.
No, it's okay for a woman to support her husband.
Someone says, you think ladies will prefer to have killing you? Women don't want to share their husbands. They would rather he has children outside. They will even take care of the children for you. They don't want to share their husband.
Some women don't even want to share their husband with their sister-in-laws, their mother. I'm not talking about another second wife. Some women is that bad that they don't know to take their sister-in-laws around
for years
with their own brother and their own son. Don't talk about a woman that is a total.
Someone says your father didn't manage polygamy. Doesn't mean others can't. freeze. First class Ken. You call yourself first class Ken, but you think like you are third class, even pass. Your name should be third class Ken. In fact, pass Ken.
Attendance, university attendance.
How many polygamous homes are thriving? I have not seen. I lived in the hood with a settled fight. I'm trying to think of which. Is it my uncle? Is it my neighbors? Which would polygamy does not work. It never works.
I have a friend that the father married like 4 or 5 wives. Before the father died, the father held her hand and said, "My daughter, no matter what, tell your siblings that they are not especially your brothers. No matter what in life, you should never venture into any form of even keeping outside or having children outside is a big problem. That if he can go back, like God can give him a second chance, he will undo a lot of things that he did."
I can never support you. Here's my verdict. Any man that wants to marry a second wife, let his wife also marry a second husband. Any man that wants to cheat, let his wife also cheat.
That's the one I stand for.
Let his wife also cheat. I've been fair.
Period.
I've been fair.
My sister, that is
any man.
What are you talking?
Somebody send me stars. Let me even greet the people that bought me stars, Jerry. All these chauvinistic. Michael, thank you so much. Queen Shakira. Oh, thank you so much. Max Brewer. Sophie Ngozi Akume. Thank you guys so much. My top star buyers for today: Coco Boy Music, Queen Shakira, Irene Adekboju, and Max Bua. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'm ending here. This is my final verdict. Polygamy will not take you to hellfire, but it will create hellfire on earth for you. Unless you are very wealthy. If you are a poor man, just as you know, go fit enter inside BMW, buy motor brand new. No marry 2 wives. Don't punish women and children because of your sex drive. If you know one woman is not enough for you, me for instance, if I know my woman cannot satisfy me, I would tell her that I'm not going to marry. Why do I want to complicate my life? Instead, I will find a woman that can service me, and I will service her. And I will tell my woman at home that it is because you are not living up to your task. That's why I'm going outside. But why would I need to go and make? So if it is for intimacy, when I'm 60, 70, and I no longer have such a need for intimacy again, why do I want to carry the burden? I'll take care of her, feed her while we are together. The moment I don't need that again, I will cut it off. I will not complicate my family.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, I don't know anybody that managed polygamy. I've not met the person. I'm just saying this nerd because we dey watch nerd. Even the same nerd, did the other wife, Leila, not leave at a point?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you understand? Where do people get this idea from that 3 women or 2 women will live with one man and they will be happily ever after?
Never.
Where do people get it from? It doesn't mean polygamy is bad, though. It just means that you will run mad inside it. You will run around in circles for the rest of your life. You will settle for a tire.
Even the Mr. Ned, I doubt if he's with all those wives. I think he's with one at a time. Maybe it's people he married in the past. I doubt. Because all the time I've seen him since he came out on social media with Regina. It has always been her all the way. Even the woman who gave birth to those beautiful girls, we no longer hear about her. We hardly see them together. So I don't understand. Even him himself, I don't think he's with all the women all at the same time. Go and look at them.
Yusuf, mention one polygamous home that is successful. Mention one. Yusuf Adeniji is here talking. Mention one I've not seen. And trust me, I know more people than you. I know more people than you can ever know. My network as a media person for the past 25 years is times 2,000 or 3,000 the regular network. You can unless you are in my field, you can never know as many people as I know. It's impossible. How? Only in this life, 500 and some people are gathering. Meanwhile, there's 47 on TikTok, there's 142 on YouTube, and there's 120 on Facebook.
Wow.
You can't know as many people as I do. Forget it. And if I look at, I'm not fighting with Yusufo because Yusuf is polite. I'm just addressing his point. I can tell you for free that successful polygamous homes are probably 5%. Why would you judge? Why would you recommend a narrative that has 5% success rate? If I tell you bring your money inside one investment that the investment has 5% success rate, you go wait?
No.
You go put your money, if they tell you, say, this business, 5% chance of success. Someone said, Junior says, Daddy Freeze, women took over the show tonight.
Now bring the man was
well, he brought a man and the man is not ready to learn.
Exactly.
He's just feeding whatever he's feeding, talking about.
Let me bring one man and sign off with the man.
Yeah. Ready to learn.
Finally, this is it. I end here. Sean, how far?
Yo, Dave, I didn't even know what was coming on. Hi, you alright?
Fantastic. Real quick, so I don't waste your time. Polygamy or...
Yeah. I heard the topic. I'm just, sorry, I just don't want to wake my baby up. Yeah, I heard the topic. To be honest with you, I think you covered all grounds. Because if we want to look at it from the historical point of view, first of all, and anyone who lives in the UK will understand this, there was a period called the Tudor era in the UK. So now you have the Victorian era when it was the Victorian queens or whatever, and then you've got the Tudor era and whatnot. Even Oyinbo people was marrying more than 2 wives, because this topic we've always discussed in my workplace. They had more than 2 wives. That was back then. That was back in those generations. People were, like you rightly said, men go to war. There was more women in the population, and then it was women, more wife was seen as a status quote. And as things moved on, now this is where you can get a little bit political, because you will get some people even here in the UK, like the white people, that will say, well, as things move on, when things like the NHS start being implemented and maybe government is then giving people more benefit for them to curb the population, they said, well, it's one man, one wife, because the maximum a man and the wife will have is probably like 4 or 5 kids, where if you have 3 wives, you can have like, you're talking of maybe 30, 10, 20 children. So those are the ifs and buts of it, the political aspects of it. But the other brother that was saying stuff about what's it called? Women can. Well, I think he said something about women are not allowed to.
To husband, it's not allowed for women.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
It's better if you are married to husband.
It's totally false, because again, I don't know about in Africa, but there is actually a movement that is very, very popular in Europe and America now. It's called polyamory. So polyamory would be all 4 of us as we are now. We are just like in relationship with each other. So you might be with Daddy Freeze, I might be with you, and then all of us can be together. It's very, very popular in America. It's popular in Europe. So it's not like a small movement. It's something that is done everywhere. Though it's called polyamory. So you can't say, because I think the key thing is what DF said there is like, a lot of time as Africans, we always look back at what people were doing 200 years ago and trying to fix it in this generation where, the world is moving on. Yes, it might be moving on, and everything is not the right thing, but you can't keep basing your present on your past. If anyone understand the point I'm making, because the culture that existed back then is no longer here. America is the strongest country in the world. Probably 47% of their soldiers are women. You know, there was a time women can't even fight, can't even be in the army. You know, so what are you saying now? You know, back in the days when men are like the warriors, and then you come back, you get a lot of wives. Your king will give you wives as your spoil for war. You take slaves. You know, you can impregnate them. It doesn't happen anymore. So, yeah, I think. I mean, like Dave said, I think there is a bit of an overlap of people basing their ideology on something that happened hundreds of years ago.
Absolutely.
Would you marry a second wife? Do you agree with that, Nancy?
Right. That's a very good question. See, my thing is this. I believe there was a topic there did a couple of months ago where it says we human beings, it's not black and white. There's always different shades to human being, and it's going to lead me to your answer. I beg your pardon. See, I personally, I've got 2 girls in my house. My wife is here with me. Sometimes when 3 of them start arguing, I'll just go to the car, like, so that's just my own family, like my own blood. So I know I haven't got that in me to even have one wife, because that's just my wife and my 2 daughters, like, just going back and forth with each other, and I'm just like, okay, I've tried to solve this, you guys, okay, I'm just going out, you guys sort this out when I come back. Now imagine if that was like 2 women. So I haven't got it in me.
Exactly. Imagine keeping 2 women in the house.
Yes, I haven't got it in me. Some people have it in them, you know. So that's why it's not like I said, it's not like I'm trying to echo.
Now, sorry on that, Sean. Some people have it in them.
Yeah.
The population that has it in them is so small that it does not make sense to use that as a yardstick.
Yeah, totally agree.
Do you understand?
Yeah, totally agree. And again, I think mostly in Africa as well, it's like it's seen as a lifestyle, you know. And having 2 women going to polygamy.
But my problem with Africans is they are not ready to live in Africa. They want to have African mentality in Canada. They want to have African mentality in London. They want to have African mentality in France. You will fail.
Yeah.
You are abroad and you have more than 1 wife. Not only you will run mad, the government will run you mad. I think we've done enough this night. We're going to come back with this topic. It's a very hot topic. Thank you all so much. Black Mentor, I'm sorry, Black Mentor wanted to send my jacket today, but unfortunately I slept off, so I didn't give the address on time. Forgive me, Black Mentor. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much, every single person who has come on here tonight. Cynthia, thank you. Lizzie Lioness, thank you so much. Sean, thank you so much. Even our guy Genius, where we no agree with, we still appreciate you coming. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Remy. Who else came today that I have not said thank you to? My lovely sister, aka spiritual husband. I've forgotten her name. She's been with us all night. Thank you all so much. Take care, guys. God bless and have a very lovely night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you all of you who bought me shares and everything.